abdominal activation exercise here. This is going to be the Bosu ball crunch. So we're not using a med ball, we're not using any extra resistance on this. We're just trying to focus on activating those upper abdominals in this exercise. So we have our Bosu ball here. We're gonna slide our butt down it. So our back is gonna be right across the top of the Bosu ball, so my abs can stretch out all the way, even so far as my back can almost touch the floor. That's where I want to be. So my abs again can stretch out across the entirety of the Bosu ball. So I'm going to get into this position to start. I'm going to start with my hands across my shoulders. And I want you to think of this exercise with sort of 3 different parts. So let's break this exercise up into 3 different parts. So the first part is obviously, we're going to start in the stretch position. And the first part is going to be chin to the ceiling. And when we go chin to the ceiling, I want you to start to exhale. So it's going to look like this. The second part of the movement is going to be rounding our back. So we're going to round our back over as we start to pull our shoulder blades off the Bosu ball. And again, we're going to exhale even more air out. And once we get into this up position with our shoulder blades off the Bosu ball, we're nice and crunched. I'm rotating my pelvis underneath me here, so I'm crunching even more. And then the final portion of the movement is going to be pulling that navel in towards the spine to finish off the crunch. So think of it again as 3 different movements. So chin to the ceiling as we exhale air. Then it's going to be rounding the back as we roll our shoulder blades off the Bosu ball. And again, exhale even more air. And then finally, pulling that navel in towards the spine all the way to finish off the crunch. Remember, with these abdominal movements, especially these activation movements, the more air we exhale, the better off you're going to be. So you want to start that exhale even before you start the movement. So right before I start bringing my chin up to the ceiling, I want to start exhaling that air out. And again, exhale, chin to the ceiling, exhale as I bring my shoulder blades off the Bosu, and then pull that navel in towards the spine. And if there's anything left, any air left to exhale, you're going to exhale at that point again. So, and the other tip is obviously to rotate my pelvis. So as I go backward, nice and slow and controlled, I want to tilt my pelvis so I can stretch out my abs. And then as I come up and crunch, I want to tilt my pelvis the opposite direction so I can crunch up even further. So let's look at what this looks like in real time. So I'm going to start in the stretch position, arms across my body, chin to the ceiling as I exhale, roll, nice and slow on the way back out. So think 2, maybe 3 seconds on the way up, hold, squeeze for a good solid second, and then nice and slow on the way down. Let me do 2 or 3 reps full speed. So again, this is an upper abdominal focused exercise. We're working on that activation, focus on the breathing, focus on that squeeze and the contraction. The more air we exhale, the more we squeeze, the more we're gonna work the abs, and the better off the exercise is gonna be, because the more work we're gonna get done. And of course, the better our abs are gonna look. All right.